We have some breaking news going up on a Tuesday with the San Francisco 49ers making a roster move, and this is a move that I really like. They go out and they sign cornerback Rock Ya-Sin to a 1-year deal to come in and add to the cornerback depth. And I'm going to tell you right now why I like this move. This is a quality move, first reported by Field Yates. Now, for context, Rock Ya-Sin entered the league in 2019 as he was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts in the second round, 34th pick overall. So this guy was a borderline first rounder out of Temple. One of the reasons why he went this high is because he had a phenomenal Senior Bowl. I remember scouting the Senior Bowl, and Deebo Samuel was one of my favorite players to come out of this particular Senior Bowl class. And him and Rock Ya-Sin battles were legendary. I will pull up some one-on-ones of those two going after it in a second, but I want to kind of get through some of Rock's history, and then we'll look at some of the tape. But he is 6 foot, 195 pounds. He's still relatively young, all things considered. Only 27 years old. He'll be 28 within season, but still not bad. And he spent 3 years with the Indianapolis Colts, 1 year with the Las Vegas Raiders in 2022, and last year he played with the Baltimore Ravens. Throughout his career, he has totaled nearly 3,000 snaps, almost 2,000 of those snaps coming in coverage. What he has done in the league in regards to a production standpoint, according to PFF, is he had 171 tackles, 22 assisted, 23 missed tackles, and he's been targeted 238 times in the NFL, giving up 147 catches, which is a reception percentage of 61.8. He's given up about 2,000 receiving yards, and it appears he's given up 10 touchdowns over this time, kind of averaging 2 touchdowns given up per season. I mean, to be honest, kind of looking through some of the stats, he had a pretty darn quality rookie year, it appears. Maybe took a little bit of a dip in his second and third season. But nonetheless, he still played a lot of snaps and has a lot of experience to provide for the San Francisco 49ers. Again, I think there's some untapped potential here. Obviously, hasn't been able to kind of latch on all that much over his time in the NFL. But I do think there are some opportunities to kind of get something out of him here. And if all else fails, he could definitely present as a special teamer. He played 163 special team snaps for the Baltimore Ravens, 89 in kick coverage, 52 in punt return, and 21 on field goal block unit. He did have 1 tackle on special teams in 2023 for the Baltimore Ravens. But I talked about it earlier. Let's bring up the legendary matchup. Again, I think back to this Senior Bowl. This was a big-time Senior Bowl because this is where I first learned about Deebo Samuel, and this is where Deebo Samuel became a draft crush of mine because of his performance at the Senior Bowl. But the other guy who stood out because of these battles was Rock Ya-Sin. And let's take a look at this legendary battle that these guys had, and we'll kind of break it down. Deebo hitting that slant, Rock Ya-Sin able to recover, come underneath, a little bit of contact, but then you got Deebo Samuel just going straight over the top on Rock, getting that touchdown. Another setup to the inside. But Deebo, I would say, absolutely won this battle without question. But Rock Ya-Sin really did have a phenomenal. He had a nice breakup right there. He had a phenomenal Senior Bowl. Again, like I mentioned, probably one of the reasons why he went where he went in the NFL draft was because of said performance. But again, the 49ers are getting a guy with experience, has the opportunity to come in and compete for starting snaps. And again, I think that's been the biggest issue with the San Francisco 49ers in regards to finding three cornerbacks that can actually like lock down the positions. I think they've done a good job of getting two, but it's been a process to even get those two in Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenore. I mean, you go back to the 2021 season where you had Dre Kirkpatrick and Josh Norman strutting out there on the field for you. Wasn't pretty at times. And the San Francisco 49ers, had to thrust Ambry Thomas into a bigger role. And as we've seen, Ambry's had some success, but he hasn't been able to do it consistently, which is why he did not see the field last year, barely at all. So the San Francisco 49ers brought in two free agent cornerbacks. You got Rock Ya-Sin and Isaac Yiadom. Both guys that have starting upside. Now, are they the best cornerbacks in the league? Not by any stretch of the imagination. But again, like we've talked about, they bring experience, they bring starting potential, and could be someone that fills in that hole. And again, you also have to look at this roster move and how it impacts the NFL draft. I do think the 49ers could be absolutely looking to get a cornerback, whether via trade to get a veteran like Greg Newsome, a guy that I really like, or just trying to get a first or second round cornerback as well. I think it would behoove them to get a cornerback in this class, regardless of these free agent signings. So, to kind of recap, I love the move. I think this is a quality move. You get a guy, like I said, with the draft pedigree. He has some quality traits. Clearly has struggled to stick on a team, which would be an indication of inconsistent play and things of that nature. But again, sometimes all you need is the right situation. And being 27 years old, there's still something that you could potentially squeeze in regards to potential out of a player like that. But again, filling holes, filling needs, heading into the draft, making it so you can go BPA and not have to feel like you have to reach on a position. I feel like the 49ers have shored up their cornerback spot. We'll see. We'll see if we get any other additional signings as the weeks progress leading up to the draft. But this is not a bad one. I like this one. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.